Fetch the Bolt Cutters, I'm sure you haven't heard anything about this album yet, right? Here's the highlights and why you should consider listening to it. So I gotta say, my initial thoughts is that I do love this album. It is very venomous and soft and pointed, and those are the words that come to mind when I've been listening to it. It is the fastest 51 minutes and 54 seconds I've ever listened to. I quite honestly thought it was 20 minutes maybe when I was listening to it, but no, it is a fast and easy listen. So say if this album was a smoothie, it would have a handful of shaking percussion, several samplings of almost the most beautiful crying you've ever heard. Like if sobbing sounded beautiful, this is her. And then a pinch of dog barks, which who doesn't love a contribution of a dog on an artistic project? This album will really resonate with you if you ever felt frustrated or boxed in by social norms as a woman, or as just a person who feels stuck inside of this fucking thing where you have to get the fucking bolt cutters. So this album is really fun instrumentally. Oh my god. To name some of the credited instruments, they include, but are not limited to, chair, breathing, stomps, and metal butterfly. I literally had to search up metal butterfly because I'm like, I'm probably just not that cool that I don't know what the metal butterfly instrument is, but it really is just like something you would see at your grandmother's house hanging off by her door, and it kind of makes sound sometimes and it clashes against shit, but somehow they use that in the instrumentation of this album. Then of course the more recognizable instruments like Casio drums, electric guitar, just a whole lot of bass, cello, cool shit like that. Organ, I love me a good organ. So basically I can recommend this album to people who like Kate Bush, Tom Waits, Joni Mitchell, Nina Simone. You can kind of hear all this gruffness, this softness, the poeticness of all these artists, and then of course Fiona Apple's own personal style. Breakdown. Gravelly strings, textured percussion, and these really short, kind of creepy but beautiful draws of cello strings, which is just so manic and angry. And guess what? I'm a little manic and angry sometimes as a fellow lady, so it really sets up the tone for this album. Shamika, whoa, yes, a purposefully chaotic tune. Shamika said I had potential. Ooh, man, the lyrics, I'm pissed off, funny, and warm, is just fantastic, like punk resume material. Hi, I am pissed off, I'm funny, and I'm warm. Love this song. This is probably my favorite one. And it's funny because Fiona didn't even expect to have a song titled Fetch the Bolt Cutters. She just knew that she wanted to title the album that. And this song came quite a bit after she thought she had written all the songs, but it just kind of like channeled out of her, and this was the message that came out. And I'm so glad it did, because it is a banger. Like, if you like unbridled don't know I did that. If you like unbridled self-reflection and dog barks, this track, she's for you. I especially love the lyrics. I grew up in the shoes they told me I could fill. Shoes that were not made to run up that hill. And I need to run up that hill. I will, I will, I will. Oh, it's so emotional. It's hard just to say it, but you have to listen to it, because that will invigorate you. You know, fetch the bolt cutters. I've been in here too long. Doesn't it, I don't know, do other women? Yeah, other women feel like this, that we are always trying to get out of something we feel like we've built ourselves in, when it's probably 100% not the case. It's often external forces, but it's so hard to get out of it. It's so hard to feel comfortable with your voice, with getting mad, with sharing your opinion. I resent you for being raised right. I resent you for being tall. I resent you for never getting any opposition at all. Hell yeah, Fiona. You know, I totally identify with resenting people for being privileged. And not so much people being privileged, but just not getting the fact that they're privileged in myriad of ways. So to get a really great breakdown of this album, you should check out Vulture's article they did, where she broke down every song and kind of where she was at, instrumentation, lyrics, the stories behind the songs. Really amazing. And so I'll cite for this song, she says, I resent you presenting your life like a fucking propaganda brochure. I get so pissed off at the idea of influencers because they seem to end up being exactly the people who should not be influencing anybody. Ladies, hello. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, honestly, I really fucking love this song. This is like a jazzy Norah Jones type of esque mood to it, which I really love. Love me some Norah Jones. I sound like I'm gonna cry, but I'm just trying to hold in a burp. It's like the Fiona Apple version of Beyonce's Formation. Heavy Balloon is so fucking sick. Love this track. These are some of my favorites. I spread like strawberries, I climb like peas and beans. You're listening to that and you're like, Fiona, of course this is coming from your brain, but what? But I was reading that she actually was inspired by a children's book learning how certain fruits and vegetables grow, and apparently strawberries grow, they spread, and peas and beans, they grow upwards. I'm like, that is some sick metaphors, Fiona. Metaphors, love it. Fun fact, a song she wrote for Judd Apatow's Fun fact, a song she wrote for Judd Apatow's This Is 40, but they didn't use it. That's too bad, Judd Apatow. I love the fact that Fiona, when she was writing this album, she said that she was afraid that she had written a record that wasn't a record. And somehow that sentiment shines through, and that makes it the most endearing aspect of this album. If ratings meant anything, I would give this 9 dog barks out of 10 dog barks. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm trying to make these reviews shorter and more concise. Just stick along for the ride. Cool. Like, comment, subscribe, give me ideas, whatever. My parting words would be that this album is so good, it's criminal.